So the purpose of this video is to give you everything you need to know to become a freelancer in this year, which is 2021 and beyond this year, right? So if you're watching this video in 2021 or watching it in 2022 or 2023, this is actually going to give you everything you need to know and to get started on freelancing as a freelancer, right? So let's get started. Now, before we dive deep into this, I'll talk about the beauty of freelancing, right? So now, let's talk about my story first, right? As an example, let's use myself as a case study. So my name is Walter Elinaya, all right? So before I got started into freelancing, I've been looking for ways to make money online, right? Before I decided to go into freelancing. And when I decided to go into freelancing, it wasn't quite easy. I first started working with Nigerian clients, and these guys were not paying me much, to be honest. They were paying me between 10,000 naira per month, and for 10,000 naira a month, I was managing their Facebook uploads. I was managing Facebook uploads. I was managing Twitter posts for their business. This is all on one business, right? Facebook captions, posts where they're uploading their products and description, Twitter listing, and the same thing with Instagram. I was also uploading this. I was also the one in charge of uploading these images for their products or whatever it is they were selling onto their channel, basically, right? Now, basically, at the end of the month, sorry about that, I'm using too many basically, but let's continue. Now, at the end of the month, I was using, I was getting paid 10,000 naira, and I had about 3 clients. So based off the skills I just mentioned, you can imagine the amount of stress I was going through trying to please these clients, right? And I'm not saying they are wrong, but at the same time, you have to understand that as a freelancer, if you're trying to get to freelancing as a Nigeria is fucking poor. We're the poverty capital of the world. So while you might get jobs, they're not really going to pay you that much. And that's one thing that's actually one thing you don't want. And this is why this video is going to teach you how to source for clients internationally, so you get paid in dollars. Let's say a basic salary of what you get for a gig is $1,000. That's over, the last time I exchanged, it was 515,000. That was from Pioneer. I sold $1,000 per year, 515,000, compared to you asking a Nigerian client to pay you 515,000 for writing content for his websites, and you finish within 2 to 3 days, or maybe even within a week. And the big guy will be like, why am I going to pay you 515,000 now? 515K. So you want to think about this when you are going to get into looking for freelance clients internationally. And that's one of the things I want to show you guys in this video, right? So let's get started. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is what is freelancing all about? Now, being a freelancer basically means offering your skills and services to others and getting paid for it. Now, this is the simplest definition I could actually come up with that will get people to understand it, right? So as a freelancer, you offer your skills and services to others and they pay you for it. Now, why I said others is because the difference between freelancing and 9 to 5 is that 9 to 5 is they're offering your skill to a particular company or a particular employer at that time. And around this time, they don't really have much leverage to take on multiple clients, right? Or multiple jobs. So that's one thing you want to think about. And even you're taking up, and 9 to 5, you're taking up multiple jobs. You can see someone being a software analyst here and being something entirely different. Let's say someone is working as an accountant here, and probably working at something else in another distance. So it's not related. But as a freelancer, you are using your skill sets and offering it to others and getting them to pay you for it. Now, a typical example of this would be, let's say you have an uncle who is a photographer, right? As a photographer, he's working with different clients. So probably on Tuesday, he has a photo shoot with models. On Wednesday, he has a photo shoot for a newborn baby or baby photos. On Thursday, he has a photo shoot to shoot drone capturing and shooting, let's say, survey and catching the bits and parts of a land someone wants to sell, right? These are different clients and they're going to get, and for this project, let's say he charges 200,000 naira for the baby shoots, charges 100,000 naira for the survey or 200,000 naira for the survey. He charges for the models, he charges them 50,000 naira per model or something like that, right? Now, on each of these days, he was actually paid for this work, right? And before he goes on to watch the film and give them the final product, but they have already paid him. And this is one of the things that freelancers get and that 9 to 5ers don't get. As a 9 to 5er, you only have to wait to the end of the month before you actually get paid. Now, this is what freelancing is all about. And basically, what we are doing now, from the analogy I gave you guys about the photographer, is to take our skills online and digitalize them, right? Now, you want to offer a digital skill to the international client base, and they will pay you for it. Now, what kind of skill is this? It can either be web design, content writing, article writing, technical writing, blockchain writing, website building, software analyst, bookkeeping. It can be UI UX design. It can be programming. It can be so many of these things. Something that you can basically do. It's either done on. It can be done on your phone or on your laptop, and then you send it to the client, and the client wires you money either via Upwork. He sends it to your Pioneer account, PayPal accounts. He sends it to any of your payment channels, right? These are stuff you want to actually think about when you are getting into freelancing. This is what freelancing is all about. Now, the next thing you want to know is, should you follow your passion or not when getting into freelancing? And that's quite easy, or it's I would like to call it easier. That's something you need to, that's something that it should be a straightforward decision for you. And the answer to that is no. Now, why is the answer to this no? It's quite easy. Because when you want to start freelancing, you want to make sure that the person you want to work for, or the skill sets you want to offer to clients, is something that you can actually, or that you know that is a huge return and there's a huge reward for. So that's one thing. So basically, you want to make sure that the skill or services you're offering has a high demand, and not just a high demand, it also has not just a high demand. The skill services you're offering has a high demand, and also it's high paying. So if you, let's say you're offering let's say data entry, right? So data entry has a high demand, and the average pay for a data, so someone who does data entry, is about $10 to $12, and that's decent, right? That's good money. Now let's say you're a programmer. The basic pay you earn per hour, let's say you are charging a little bit too cheap, should be something around $50 per hour upwards. So you see the difference in these skills, and there's a ton of demand for programmers in the world right now. But you just have to know how you're going to position yourself and be in the right place at the right time, or pitch the right clients to get them. And that's what this video is actually going to show you and help you make the decision. So this is how you know that you're going to choose a skill. And this is basically me covering how to choose a freelance skill, if you should follow your passion. So now you know that once you've got to search, you search for if the job has a high demand, not just a high demand, but it's also high paid. You also get to be paid well for doing this job. Now, after that, we'll move on to how to choose a freelance skill, which is where we'll get to the practical aspects of this video, right? So now, if you want to choose a freelance skill, there is a very easy way to do it. You can easily just go and search for the demand and how much they're basically paying on Google, and you will turn up with results, right? But that's not good enough. We want something better. So what you want to do is literally go to upwork.com. So you can see it right, upwork.com. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to search. You want to click on the search bar. If you have an account, it's probably, or like me, I already logged into my account. It will open up like this. But if not, it's going to just be the basic website, and you still see the search bar there, right? Now, what you need to do, you go on search. Now, what you're looking for is talents, or you're testing for talents or projects. Now, in Upwork case, let's search for talents, because Upwork uses more of talents than projects, unlike Fiverr, which uses more of projects, right? So now, look at this. So I've searched for talent, and let's say, who do I want to search for? Let's say I want to search for, so let's say, what skill do I want to search for? Let's search for a skill. Let's search for, since it's web development here, let's search for programming. All right, so, and as you can see here, okay, this was just making me laugh because his skill set is 900, it's almost $1,000 per hour, right? All right, so but as you can see here, it pops up list of programmers who are actually doing well and how much they charge hourly. So as you can see right here, you can see Rafael P is a programmer based in Brazil. He charges $6 per hour. He has earned over 800K plus on Upwork alone. Let's just talk about the gigs he takes outside Upwork. So you can see that this has a high potential for earning. If you're a programmer watching this video, looking to go into programming, you can see the potential of the skill you have, because basically the internet is a level and it offers you the same opportunities for as these guys who are international if you are persistent enough and you have the know-how on how to position yourself and actually look for high-paying clients and get these jobs, right? So this guy seems a little bit new, Bernardo A, $16 earned. These guys, these guys are basically not the type of people we are looking to draw inspirations from. But at the same time, what we are actually seeing here is that there's a lot of demand for programmers, right? Because you can see a lot of job, you can see a lot of people here who are earning good money. And you can see Sega A, $70 per hour, 200K, and you can see there was this guy here, Anish, and he has $35 per hour. He has earned over $100,000. Desktop programming. These guys are new. These guys, their profiles are new. And you can see this guy. He has earned 35. He earns $35 per hour. That's his average rate before applying for a job. And you can see that he has over 200K, and he has worked on 11 hourly jobs and 2 fixed price jobs, just to show you how much he has earned to actually build these guys. Now, let's say you are working an hourly job and you are charging $20 per hour, right? I'm not saying as a programmer because there are different skills that you charge per hour, right? I am into copywriting, so let's search for copywriting right? But let's say you're being paid $20 per hour. Now in the Nigerian currency, that is over this thing. That's 10,000 naira per hour for each hours you work. So let's say you work for 40 hours a week, or you work for 5 hours, so that's 50K. And you work, and for the rest of this week, for the rest of the 7 days, you work for 5 hours each day. So you're making 50K each day. Now at the end of this thing, you have earned 350,000 naira. Now this is me putting it in naira for you, so it's easy. But if you are working on $20 per hour, and at the end of the at the end of the week, you've made over you let's say you work 30 hours, right? At the end of the week, you are charged, your client pays you $600 for the work you've done. Now, $600, if you convert into Nigerian currency, it should be anywhere around that 300,000 naira too. And that's just basically how simple it is that of the amount you've earned as a freelancer. So you see how this saves you time instead of you going the traditional way. So sorry about that. If you are a graduate, or you are someone who is looking to, well, you're a graduate, or you are still in university, or you are someone who has already finished and is looking for an alternate means online to earn money, but you don't want to go into affiliate marketing because you're kind of like an introvert. You don't want to interact with a lot of people, right? You don't want to force certain people to pay for this or pay for that. Basically that's your the manual, or you don't want to go into any of this. Then freelancing is actually the best pathway for you to go to earn online, and not just earn online, or make a shit ton of money online. And that's one of the things I'll show you. So here's an architecture. This is searching for, well, this is basically just searching for jobs. I didn't limit my search, so let's check again. Copywriter. So as you can see here, the first guy we have up here is Steven C, and he charges $100 per hour, and he has earned over $100,000. And now let me by over $100,000, it's anywhere between $100,000 and $199,000. That's just how Upwork groups your payments, right? So if you're saying someone has a $10,000 plus, the person might have earned anywhere from $10,000 to $19,000. After it gets to 20, it goes to 20K plus, and that's how Upwork proceeds with it, right? So you can see, and because she's charging $65 per hour, she has earned over 10K plus. You can see, I think this is Vivian G, copywriter with WordPress experience, $60 per hour. She has earned over $7,000 plus, and she's based in the United States, right? You can see Ryan, he charges $200 plus. He has earned over this thing 100K plus. And what you're saying here is simple. It's basically, you are saying that these guys, there is a high demand, not just for programmers, the way I showed you guys, for copywriters too. So this is how you search for the skill you want to see how much you're being, and how much you're earning, and how much you're paid. You can also click on this to get more insights on the kind of skills sets the person offers and kind of jobs they are being employed for, right? So we can see our work history, copywriting for legal blog, editing and proofreading, and you can see the ones in progress, right? So you can see website consultant. I think you can click on these two to learn more about the jobs and clients' feedback. And because the job is private, so we can't actually look at the details. Let's see if we can find something we can look at the details. So you can see about the job. You can see the job description. I don't think you can see I don't think you can see what she submitted, but you can her proposal. But you can see these, right? And you can see the skills that the clients skills that are required by clients, and these are the client's requirements you want to focus on when you are picking a skill, what it is you want to learn. So if you learn copywriting, it takes you the broad of this. You're going to learn most of this. You basically learn also blog contenting, blog writing, content writing, as a copywriter, right? So that's one of the things you want to actually think about when you are going for this. So I've shown you guys how to search for copywriters. I've shown you guys how to search for programmer. So you can use Upwork.com. Alternatively, you can use Fiverr.com. I'm not going to delve deep into Fiverr because I don't use, I myself, I don't use Fiverr. I use Upwork once in a while. This thing, I use Upwork for mainly, where is their website? I'm not just trying to, oh God. All right, let's click on it. Now, me personally, I don't use Fiverr, but I know guys who use Fiverr who are earning a lot of money, like a whole lot of money. And I'm not trying to sign up. You guys should leave me. All right, so you come to the search bar too. Now let's type copywriting. All right, and you can see that these are gigs showing that are posting how people can get that people are trying to get in copywriting, right? These are what people are. These are projects people are posting that attract buyers to them. Now, this is how you choose a freelance platform, right? So now Upwork focus majorly on talents, and the client, and you apply to the jobs. Why Fiverr? You can apply to jobs on Fiverr too, but it focuses mainly on you posting a gig and getting people to actually DM you or ask you or buy your gig and you deliver, right? Upwork has a way like this on, Upwork has something similar to this. It's called the project catalog, and Fiverr also has something similar to this, where you can actually listen, where you can actually pitch clients, or let's say clients post a job and you can actually apply to it. So now I never used Fiverr because Fiverr did not allow me to register initially, and aside from it coming allowing me to register, it was actually just low paying. As you can see right here, people are charging gigs at $35, $75, $65. And I'm not just saying you can earn a lot on Fiverr, but as a beginner, when you're scaling up, you're going to actually charge quite low on Fiverr. That's one of the things you want to do. So basically, you can also come here, take a look at what the demand is, and you can filter your search from here. And basically, I don't think they allowed me filter my search for if I'm looking for a job or this thing, but it's still part of what you can actually go through. So let's get back to the other parts of this video. Now, one thing, like I said, when you look at these top performing gigs that are at the top or the first page of Fiverr, because that's one of the things you want to look at, right? So the stuff we found here were the top performing gigs. And these are the guys, and basically this might be their hourly rate. And you see, I will be your SEO website copywriter. I will do professional copywriting for your website or print ad. I will do professional copywriting for your website or print ad. I will do persuasive conversion copywriting. And basically you can draw inspirations from these, right? If you want to give your gig a title when you want to post it on Fiverr, this she's a top rated seller, you can draw inspiration from this. That's fine. You basically just rewrite this gig title. I'll be your SEO website copywriter. I'll do this thing, right? But don't copy the descriptions, otherwise you get banned. And that's the same thing from Upwork. On Upwork, right? You can, as you can see here, you can draw from the titles. This person just has copywriter, and that's fine. But you can also write copywriter WordPress experience, commercial copywriter, so 5 clickback offers, guaranteed conversions, and stuff like that. And that's fine too. Okay. But you can copy their title, but don't go and start copying what is on their profile overview. Let's look at this now. Stuff like this. You can't start copying, this and pasting this, because you are going to get banned. This is that's plagiarism, and that's something you don't want to do. I've had not students, but I've had people who have used my materials on this YouTube channel where I'm watching this to open an Upwork account, and I showed them how to draw inspiration with this. But this is the one that I always make every time. Don't copy, because if you copy and paste, Upwork algorithm is going to find out and they're going to get banned. The same thing with Fiverr. Don't smile on it, because this is intellectual. This is for creatives, right? This is for creators, content creators, and the rest of that. So they want something that is plagiarism free. So look at this. So the same thing when you go into this thing, you can't start copying everything about this gig, the gig description, basically, right? So that's it. You can draw inspiration, but don't copy it. You can copy this. I will do professional copywriting for your website or print ads. You can copy, where is the one for this thing? The copy commercial copywriter to 5 click bank offers guaranteed copywriting, which I actually don't recommend. You can draw, basically just draw inspiration from that. See, because one thing is you don't want to constantly reinvent the wheel. You want to focus on what works, not you don't not you want to focus on what works, right? So you draw inspiration from them, but don't copy, don't plagiarize their content. That's basically what I'm just trying to let you know. All right. So let's continue. So that was basically about all I want to talk about on this video. This is me helping you to choose what skill. We'll talk about, let's say, so now if you're a total newbie and you want to get freelancing, your thought process should be like, oh, I see that there's a lot of money being earned by freelancers, right? Now, how do I get into freelancing? Now, if you don't have a skill set, your first mind will go, what skill should I learn? And you can use how to search for demand. I told you that you don't want to follow your passion in this case. You want to search for the number of demand in that niche. You want to search for and how well they pay, right? You want something that a lot of people are looking to work, employ someone to do for them, and you want something that asks for a lot of people are looking to pay for them. Not a lot of people are going to pay them well for what it is that they are offering. These are the things you want to actually keep in mind when you're going forward with this. Now, once you've figured this out, you want to you search for the demand, right? And you search for the demand, you've seen the skill you want to learn. Now, basically, if you ask me, if you come into my DMs and ask me, what skill should I learn? I'm always going to mention copywriting. It's copywriting I teach, and it's copywriter, and copywriting has made me a shit ton of money. So that is what I'm always going to always recommend for you. Now, after that is done, you've chosen a skill. The next thing you want to do is you can go and register on Upwork, register on Fiverr. There are other alternate ways to get money. You can you can learn how to get money on how to get clients. Sorry, the other ways to get clients is Upwork, and this is just the start. I'm using it as a base system because it's quite easy. Now there are ways to get clients on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn clients are the ones who pay you top most, right? They pay you the most because for a gig they can pay you $500, $1,000, $2,000, and Upwork is a business platform and people are expected to get pitched and the rest of that. And I'll make a video about that, but let's continue with this, right? So after you've done that, you start applying. And once you've learned the skill, you don't just want to start applying when you haven't learned the skill. You've learned the skill, you've gotten to a decent level, right? I think it should take you about 8 months. Let's be realistic here. It's going to take you quite some time. So a month to 2 months, depending on what the difficulty of the skill and how determined you are and how many hours you're banging out a day to actually learn this skill and get better at it. Now, once you've done that, the next thing you want to do is to move to um is to start pitching to clients and get gigs. As you get gigs, you see yourself scaling up. Maybe you're charging $10 per hour, $5 per hour for the first gig, $7 per hour for these gigs. And over time, you start scaling up. You're going further and further. You're charging them $20 per hour, $5 per hour, $30 per hour, $50 per hour, and the rest of that, right? And before you know, when you're seeing your earnings growing, and before you know, your yearly income goes from, let's say you are working a job now where they're paying you 50K per month. And so you're basically, you're not even making more than 600K a year, but with one freelance gig, with one freelance project, basically, I've written 12 emails for $1,500. Now, at the time when I exchanged that money, it was exchanged at 675K, I think. That was last year. Okay, no, that was January this year before the dollar rate rose up exponentially, right? So that time dollar, I think it was exchanged at a rate of $465 per this thing, and that was like the top rate that time. That time dollar was around $500 in this thing. At the black market, I exchanged it at 465, right? So these are the things you want to think about. Now, if I should get a gig like that now, I'm exchanging it at no less than I think 700 to 800,000 naira for 12 emails. Like, I want you to get this. Now, yeah, sure, it takes you time to get to my level and do stuff like this. But at the same time, you want to think of what it is or the potential of what it is you are investing in long term. If you went to school, that means you basically spent a lot of time in school. You spent 4 years, a minimum of 4 years in school to get a degree, and all this time you were not making any money, you were not learning any skill. and stuff like that. Like you're not learning how to really make money. You come out and they want to start giving you jobs of 100K, 200K a month, and expect you to be grateful. And that's fine. It's okay if that's your career path, if you're listening. But learning a freelance skill also sets you aside from it covering all your income goals. It covers everything. Like it builds up your character, it gives you international connections. Do you know that a freelance client, if you are so fucking good, these guys will want to, let's say the guy wants to retain you, the guy can actually be the one to send you money and process your visa and make everything easy for you, and you can go abroad. That's also another way it works. It just depends on how it is, and that's why you have to love the internet, because the internet levels everything and gives you this opportunity. So guys, that's the conclusion of learning a distance. Now if you want to learn this thing, now that you have everything you need to get started freelancing and you want to go for that, then I'll advise you go for my program, which is the high paid freelancer premium. Or if you're watching this video at this date, because there's a program that's going on, which is the 0 to 2K challenge, and it will be going on at the end of today, or because this is October 31st, right? So basically, you're going to learn copywriting. I'm giving you my copywriting course for free on the 0 to 2K challenge. Now, on the 0 to 2K challenge, you get my copywriting course for free. You learn how to source for you learn how to create an Upwork profile, not just creating an Upwork profile. I give you templates for applying for Upwork profiles. I give you this thing. I give you not just templates. I give you templates. I give you how to scout for scam likely clients, because funny enough, nothing is perfect, right? So there's some clients who are trying to scam freelancers for free work on this platform. So you don't want to work for those guys. Those guys are fucking idiots. You want to work for guys who actually have lots of money. I'll also show you how to know a client who's actually going to be looking to pay you well for your services. Now, aside that, you learn a lot of things on Upwork, projects, catalog, and the rest of that, and how you can go from at least #0 now to at least 3.2 million naira in this thing, at least the next 3 months. Now, 3.2 million naira might sound large to you, but that's basically just going from $0 to $6,000. Are you telling me you can't get gigs that are going to give you up to that amount? So I want you to actually think about the possibilities of this. So if you want to go for the high paid freelancer premium, the link will be down below. And it costs just 25K as of today. As of the time when you might come to this, the price might be more than that, but it costs way more than it, but it's worth more than that. Because not just on Upwork, you're not just learning Upwork, you're learning how to send code messages on LinkedIn, how to get clients on LinkedIn. You go through the sales page, read what it's all about, and actually get into it if that's what appeals to you, right? If you like what you see and you're looking to get into freelancing, some of the fastest ways you can do it. I have tons and tons of students who have earned this amount. Check my YouTube profile, check the sales page, you'll see these demands, you'll see the videos, you'll see them and everything. They're making a shit ton of money, $1,000 per month, $1,000 per gig, $15 per hour, $20 per hour, $30 per hour. And these are guys who were just starting out, right? They were newbies, they were ones like you. They didn't really have so much clue about what it is they wanted to do and what services it is they wanted to offer. And I actually put them through on this. So guys, you go through it, you learn basically what you're getting in it is of the Upwork listing course, the Upwork mastery, you're getting the LinkedIn outbound client acquisition, you're also getting the Facebook client acquisition, because you actually get clients on Facebook and specifically on Facebook groups. I show you how you can get these clients on Facebook groups, draw them to your basic Facebook profile. And you're going to be doing all of this with your name. Like it will be your name. If your name is Chukwuemeka Paul, it's going to be Chukwuemeka Paul on your Facebook, on your LinkedIn, on your Upwork, and you're going to be making a shit ton of money as a Nigerian. All right, so guys, that's all about it for this video. I believe this has given you everything you need to start. I've shown you pre-freelance platforms. I've shown you how you can pick a skill, to test for demand, to know if you should follow your passion or not, and if you should choose between Fiverr or Upwork or LinkedIn and the rest of that, right? So if you have any questions, there will be a link below, a WhatsApp link below, where you can come to my WhatsApp and probably ask me those questions, right? If you want to get the high paid freelancer premium, it's down below. And I'm telling you that if you're watching this as of today when it was published, then you actually want to get in now, because the price is actually going to increase before next year. And that's something I 100% guarantee you. And if you are coming in later in the year and actually going through this, I still suggest you go through it, because you will see the countdown timer for whenever the price is going to increase, because it's going to keep going up, right? So I'll see you guys in the next video.